Greetings everyone, Corey here. I want to give you a quick update based on a speech we've seen policy-wise from SEC Chair Paul Atkins, specifically speaking to the digital asset ecosystem in the United States. I think it's important for a number of key reasons we'll go over quickly. I think first, Chair Atkins points out the history of the SEC in working with the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation during the 1960s paper crisis, where securities were literally transferred in bundles of paper, and it caused a number of issues in the financial markets. And the SEC came in and allowed DTCC, working with them, to modernize our financial system by allowing the transfer and holding of securities to be held electronically. I think it's important that he points that out, and it's actually critical because he then goes on to discuss the role of tokenization and how we are effectively moving, along with the President's Working Group paper, as well as the executive order that's come out in the last week or so, we are all moving towards what he says is a tokenization of securities and all assets. I do think a huge policy shift we're seeing is the view of the SEC in the US as a vehicle to assist with the innovation that is going on, and he clearly spells that out. I think it's important as well that he goes through the SEC's history in bringing forth regulation ATS, which is an alternative trading system. And he also speaks to the fact that digital asset-based businesses, such as exchanges, shouldn't necessarily have to have, multiple state-level licenses, additionally with federal licenses. And I think it's important that he talks about the concept of, having one unified structure at the federal level. I think to round things out, it's very important as well that he talks about an innovation exemption. Particularly, I think this is extremely exciting because the concept is that, where someone is innovating in a space and the rules aren't currently structured to allow that to happen, and maybe they aren't able to make the changes, that the SEC may be able to grant exemptive relief under this innovation exemption that can not stifle innovation, but can allow it to happen in spite of the existing regulatory structures. So I think all these things are going to combine to create what is really an exciting regulatory environment. And I think while it's going to take a little bit of time for us to see some of the fruits of these things, I think it's a clear shift that's telegraphed to both the industry as well as to participants that more innovation is on the way, and especially as we see with Project Crypto. So I suspect we'll see much more of this in the coming weeks and months. And stay tuned. With that, enjoy.